They weren't looking for lost civilizations. They were drilling for ancient ice. But what scientists found beneath Antarctica defied all logic. Massive geometric patterns, unnatural structures, and energy pulses no glacier could ever produce. Even more chilling, these patterns matched ones on ancient artifacts thousands of miles away. So the question is, what's really buried under the ice? Antarctica, the coldest and most desolate continent on Earth, a place where nothing grows, where temperatures can drop below -100 degrees Fahrenheit, and where 98% of surface is entombed in ice. But for years, whispers have circulated about strange structures seen in satellite images, off-limits zones monitored by military forces, and scientific missions cloaked in secrecy. Today, we're peeling back the ice, literally and figuratively. Could there be a hidden city buried beneath Antarctica? Could this be the last trace of a prehistoric civilization wiped from history? In this video, we'll explore the latest findings, the buried secrets, and the growing theory that Antarctica might not be as untouched as we all thought. To understand the mystery, we have to go back millions of years. Antarctica wasn't always the icy tomb it is now. Roughly 100 million years ago, it was located closer to the equator. It was lush, teeming with forests and prehistoric life. Fossilized ferns and dinosaur remains have been unearthed beneath the ice. This transformation from tropical paradise to frozen desert happened slowly, as tectonic shifts dragged the continent south and the climate cooled. But if it was once habitable, who or what could have lived there? Here's where things get strange. In 2001, a NASA satellite equipped with synthetic aperture radar, the SAR technology, picked up unusual readings over Antarctica. Deep under the ice near Lake Vostok, a freshwater lake buried under more than 2 miles of solid ice, an anomaly was detected. This wasn't a simple irregularity in the landscape. The scans revealed electromagnetic pulses and a consistent heat source, one that seemed unnatural. The signature was rectangular, almost like a massive underground facility or complex. Then, in 2004, a European geophysics team exploring the Gamburtsev Mountains used gravimetric and seismic imaging to map out what lay below. What they found were sharp angular features resembling architecture. Massive blocks aligned in patterns that strongly suggested design over randomness. Despite all the implications, almost no mainstream research followed. Instead, much of the data was quietly archived. Lake Vostok itself forms quite the enigma. Trapped under nearly 4,000 meters of ice, it's one of the largest subglacial lakes, over 160 miles long and 30 miles wide. In theory, it's been sealed off from the outside world for 15 to 25 million years. But in 2012, after decades of effort, Russian scientists finally reached the lake. And oddly enough, what followed was not groundbreaking scientific news. It was utter and total silence. Their findings, if there were any, were never fully released to the public. A few vague mentions of microbial life and unusual magnetic readings were all that trickled out. And what makes this particularly strange is what happened next. The Russian team abruptly ceased further drilling, citing unexpected technical difficulties. The international community was kept at arm's length. Suddenly, the area became restricted. Even US researchers were denied access. So why the secrecy? Here is where the story takes a sharp turn into ancient history and speculative theory. Some archaeologists and fringe researchers believe the remains of an unknown civilization lie beneath the Antarctic ice. Not just ruins, but possibly entire cities, frozen in time. They point to similarities with other megalithic sites around the globe. Sites like Machu Picchu, Göbekli Tepe, and the pyramids of Egypt. The architectural styles, like massive stones, geometric precision, impossible alignments, all show patterns that seem to repeat across continents. Could it be that these cultures share a common origin, one that we are not familiar with yet? One bold theory is that Antarctica was the cradle of this mother civilization, perhaps even Atlantis, if Plato's writings are to be interpreted more literally than metaphorically. And what's the idea? It's that before the last great cataclysm, possibly an asteroid impact or pole shift, a highly advanced culture lived and thrived in what is now Antarctica. When disaster struck, their cities were swallowed by rising oceans and falling temperatures, and only fragments of their knowledge and monuments remains, scattered across the planet. There is one major roadblock. The Antarctic Treaty System, signed in 1959, bans military activity and territorial claims on the continent. On the surface, it's a scientific and environmental agreement, but critics argue that it also acts as a gatekeeper. The treaty makes it extremely difficult for independent exploration, especially in regions where anomalies have been detected. Several parts of Antarctica are no-fly zones. Others are heavily monitored by satellite and international observation. And when private expeditions have attempted to travel off-route, they are met with military escort and forced to turn back. So why? Why would one of the most inhospitable places on Earth be so heavily guarded? If there is nothing to see, why all the secrecy? In recent years, however, civilian technology has started catching up. Google Earth scans have revealed what appear to be massive entrances carved into mountain sides, perfectly symmetrical, with clear angular structures resembling hangar doors or tunnels. Independent researchers have compiled these images, and while some may be natural formations, others look undeniably artificial. Some suggest they could be entrances to vast underground complexes, one that might have remained warm thanks to geothermal heat and deep insulation from the surface cold. Meanwhile, seismographic readings taken in certain areas of East Antarctica have picked up unusual vibrations, not at all consistent with ice movement or tectonic activity. Some theorize this could be machinery, ancient, buried, and possibly still functioning at some level. Documents allegedly leaked from former military personnel and intelligence operatives tell even more shocking stories. Stories of joint US and German expeditions during World War II, stories of recovered artifacts, and of underground bases still being studied today. Now, while these claims remain unverified, they feed the growing suspicion that something big is being hidden under all that ice. Then came one of the strangest moments in recent Antarctic history. In 2016, the United States Secretary of State, John Kerry, made a sudden and unexplained trip to Antarctica. On Election Day, nonetheless. His visit was supposedly to observe climate change research. However, the timing and secrecy raised eyebrows. You see, around the same time, reports of increased seismic activity in the region emerged, and several scientific teams were quietly withdrawn. Coincidence? Well, maybe. But for many, it was another puzzle piece falling into place. And now, with AI-powered imaging, drone scanning, and renewed scientific interest, more and more data is surfacing, confirming that Antarctica is anything but a barren wasteland. And so the ice is melting, slowly but inevitably. And whatever has been buried there for millennia may soon come to light. So what lies beneath Antarctica's icy veil? Is it a lost civilization, human or otherwise, frozen in time? Is it an ancient advanced culture, wiped out by catastrophe? Or is it simply just a series of natural formations, misinterpreted through the lens of mystery? We may not have all the answers yet, but one thing's certain: Antarctica holds secrets that challenge everything we thought we knew about Earth's history. And as technology advances, those secrets are getting harder and harder to keep buried. This is our video for today. Don't forget to give it thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell.